One small exception, we already finished it. Okay. If you read the front page of the class, I put a note up there this morning that basically says we're going to be doing some examples today. This entire program is using string methods. Remember I mentioned that last time? Well, numerous people have already approached me with questions, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But I'm thinking we might need to do a few more examples to really help some of you out. Okay? If you don't like that, I mean, like Miss Blue-Green cover here probably already has it finished, but... No.
Why?
Okay. Let's, so we're going to walk through some examples here of different string things. Alright. Let me get my stuff all up here. Where'd my folder go? Okay. I'm in idle, so that's normal. I'm going to make a string for my name. Okay. Actually, I want to get input for my name. Does anyone know how I get input for my name? What's the command I type? Name equals. Input. What is your name? Okay. Everybody okay on getting input? No problem. Alright. What's my name? Ken. How do I check and see if it got it? Just type name, okay? Ta-da! Look at that. Look how easy that was. Okay? Well, I need a longer name. So I'm going to bring that command back down. The way I brought that back down was I clicked up in here, hit enter, it brings the command back down. Kenneth C. Dewey. So did he get the whole thing? Or did it just get Kenneth? Let's see. The reason I bring that up is, in Java, for instance, if you use next, gets what's called the next token, up to the next token, which means it would have only gotten Kenneth. I would have had to use next line to get the whole thing. But in Python, input does it all, so you get it all. Okay, so my name is stored. There's a variable called name now, and it contains my name. It would be awesome if some of you did this stuff. Okay. Well, what is the length of my name? How can I find out the length of my name? Len. Alright. There's certain things in Python I think aren't quite correct. I think this should be name.len or length, but they didn't do it that way, so this is how we... Yeah, they didn't ask me. So weird. Some things like string.upper, string.lower is correct, but then why isn't it string.length? I don't know. And they forgot to ask me. Alright, so I can check the length of my name. Now, what if I want to see just a portion of my name? In other languages, it's called substring. In this language, they call it split. Okay, let's look at that. So if I take name, that's obviously the variable of my name. Well, if I put a square bracket, I can type a 0. What do you think will happen? I will get the first letter of my name. Exactly. I said, give me the name, but only the first index. And we know strings start at 0. Well, I want to see KEN. How can I do that? 3? No. 0. 0, 2. Well, let's see. So 0 obviously is the K. So 1 is the E. 2 is the N. So, before I hit enter, we're going to make bets here. How many people think I'm getting Ken? How many people think I'm getting K? We're getting key. We're not getting an N because the second value, remember that whole like the range, less than the range, less than the 2. So it's going to give me 0 and 1 only. So if I want to see KEN, I need to do a 3, so that's why I'll get 0, 1, and 2. That's tricky. I realize, but again, they forgot to include me on the request list for how to do this. But most languages do it that way. Java's the same way. It gives it 1 minus the length. Okay, so everybody okay on how to print that? Okay. I want to print the W. How can I do it?
0 through 12.
Just the W.
Oh, just the. You hit the 12.
But I want to print the W no matter if my name is Kenneth C. Dewey, Kenneth Dewey, Ken Dewey, Mark Dewey, Billy Bob Dewey. I just want the W. No matter what the beginning of my name is. How about if I do -3? That basically says from the end of the string, go back 3.
What tells you that?
The -3.
Minus tells you to go back.
So it's basically saying starting from the end, go backwards. Okay? So that's why I said no matter what the beginning is, I can still get the W because I said Dewey in every example. So it's always W-E-Y. Okay? So far so good?
But if you would have put 15, would it actually would have done 12?
I think it would have. I just didn't count it. But again, if my name was Billy Bob Dewey, it wouldn't work. Because I would have to keep counting where the W was. No. Okay. I want to see my name in all capital letters. Don't tell me to type my name in capital letters. No.
Uppercase.
Name.upper.
Name.upper. It's uppercase, but it's name.upper. So my name is now in uppercase. Why didn't it uppercase the period? So if you look at the period on your keyboard, the uppercase is the greater than sign. I'm just asking. I mean, we took the small e and made it a big E. Took the small n. In other words, we made everything. We basically turned on the shift key. Then why didn't we get the greater than sign for the period? The reason is upper and lower only work with A through Z. That's it. When they wrote the method, they basically said only uppercase A through Z. That's all they did. Okay? Now I want to see my name in lowercase. Okay? Now the question is, did my name change? So it's still that way. Why didn't it change? Because I didn't put the name equals. So if I did name equals name dot upper, two P's, would that change it? Did nothing.
You have to call name.
Well, I think I did it right actually. But why? Okay. It stored it. It updated the variable. I didn't tell it to print it. Now I have to call name to see it. She's right. But that was just a statement. It's like Roy is dumb. True. We know that. No. This is Roy, by the way, if you don't know Roy. Roy used to work in my office. As soon as he's back again. Yes. How old are you, Roy? 28?
28, no.
26?
Closer.
25?
Closer.
24?
Good, okay.
Yeah, I would like you to meet the only 24-year-old man that does not yet have a driver's license.
I'm not the only,
Because he's too lazy to go take the stupid test.
the only one in Oklahoma. Probably.
Yeah, you look at his permit, it looks like he's like 6. Just telling you. Just telling you.
That hurts.
Someone's going to listen to this recording and say, what? The heck are they talking about? Okay, so now if I type name, you'll see it actually outputs. Wait a minute. Why is it uppercase now? Because I told it to be uppercase. Okay, again, it only does what we're telling it. I like it the original way, so I want to bring this prompt back so I can enter it correctly. So I'm going to click on this string here and hit enter. That brings the string back. Hit enter. Now I can enter it again. Okay.
Is that the only way that you can do it? Is there like a shortcut where you can go back and just type
I don't think, well, I don't know of one. There might be one, but that's the one thing about not just programming language, it's one thing about everything. It's hard to know every option. Actually, let me show you something I bet y'all have never seen. I learned this one day, changed my life. Really has nothing to do with Python, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Marriage. Oh no. That would not change my life. I would replace it with maybe a word that begins with ruin. I mean, no, not that. I can't say that. Well, okay. I'm going to bring a word here. No, seriously. I learned this 20 years ago and I love it. Okay? I'm going to type the letter here real quick. Okay. Okay. You see this S right here? See this S my cursor's at? I should zoom in a little. Okay. Yes, okay, we'll use this. See this D right here? I want to get rid of every D in that column. Shut up, Roy. So I'm going to try to select the D's. I can't. How do I get rid of just the column of D's? It's Control Shift F8. Oh, and you hit the right mouse button. Control Shift F8. Then you can select the column. Then you can hit delete and they all go away. It's Control Shift F8. It's a shortcut key. I tell you, if you ever got a lot of something, you got columns, you got something, and you want to get rid of something in the middle, that is like so much the lifesaver. My point is, there's so much about these programs we don't know. So I will never know all of them.
So you can do that with anything, actually. I mean, it doesn't have to be Word.
Right. Okay. Control Shift F8 does that. Okay. All right. So we got uppercase. We got lowercase. All right. How many E's are in my name?
3, 4.
3 or 4. We want to know positively. Well, what if my name was 8,000 characters long? It would very suck to have to count them manually. So how do we do this? How do we make it do it for us? We want to count them. What command could we use to count them?
Wasn't it?
Okay, name not count. E. There's 4 E's in my name. Well, let's change it up a little bit. Okay, I lost my mouse. There it is. Got it back. It's there. Don't worry about it. Calm down. How many uppercase E's are in my name? The question is it case sensitive? And the answer is yes. Java is, C++ is, but Visual Basic is not case sensitive. So it's, it varies. Okay, so how many double N's are in my name? So how many double N's? There should only be 1. So you can do count for a single character or count for something larger. Okay? Now I want to print my name on the screen multiple times. I really like my name. I want to print it 100 times. How do I do that? I could have used print, but I didn't need to. Just name times 100. That's the repetition character. Okay?
But there's no spaces.
Well, correct. There's no spaces. That's a very good point. I want to do it again, but I want a space between it. So how do I do it? Plus what?
Plus space maybe? No.
Oh, space and quotes.
And then another what? Or do you need to do that? No, wait.
Think anything you're up to?
What do you think? Is it right or wrong?
It's wrong.
It won't assign it to a
I,
string
it's, yeah,
value.
it's gonna times the spaces by.
All right.
100 spaces. Name plus space.
Okay, name plus space. Let's see if that works, first of all. Okay, that did it. Okay.
Now we use parentheses in there.
We have parentheses in there.
No, you're going to go PIMDAS in the parentheses.
But what happened the first time? I mean, when I did this right here, what did it do?
The thing is that
It's times space by 100.
It did 100 spaces.
So then you need to put name plus space in parentheses times.
Oh, name plus space times 100.
That was pretty.
There we go. Everybody see what we just did there? Wherever it went. We basically told it, take name and space, put them together, then do it 100 times.
This is like the rule of operation.
Right, it's the order of operations. Parentheses first, that kind of stuff.
Please excuse my dear.
There you go. All right, so let's see what else we can do. What is the ASCII value of the first letter of my name? What? 4? It's not a 4. Ord. All right, so I want to take my name and output the ASCII value of it. So how do I do it? On the first letter. Ord. Ord name. Bracket. 0.
Absolutely. And then close it.
Oh, close it.
Yeah.
We good?
No.
Close that too? Very nice. So what we did, we told it first of all inside the parentheses, take name 0, which is my first character of my name, then get the ordinal value or the ASCII value of it. Okay? Now, I want to take the ASCII value. Okay, I want to take the first letter of my name, convert it to an ASCII value, and then convert it back to a character, all in the same line. Yeah, I want to take the first character of my name, convert it to an ASCII value, hence we just did, and then convert it back to a character, all in the same line. CHR.
Parentheses name.
75.
Ord. Use ord next. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Will that do it? What should we get? Should get a K. Now, I want to take the first character of my name, output it, but I want to shift it over by 3. All on the same line.
Do you want to output it first, then shift it?
I want to see just the shifted value. So in other words, K should become, what's after K? L, M, don't say J103, it's not, no. L, M, N. So I want to see an N on the screen. How am I going to get an N on the screen? We are so close. No, I want to use my current name, but I want the first letter of my name shifted by 3.
So you go not
See
name.
the side
Plus,
first.
so you do that plus.
No, you charge or
Ooh, she got it.
what did you say, Jesse?
Smart.
What is it?
She said use the same exact thing we just did. Actually, I will just bring this back down. I'm going to click here, bring it down. I'll do plus 3 here,
No,
or plus 3 here.
I do plus 3 there.
Nice.
You out, girl.
How did this work? Well, first of all, name 0 took the first character of my name, the K. Then ORD converted it to ASCII, we converted it to a 75. Then the plus 3 converted it, or added it to 78. Then care converted it back to an N. Let's see what happens if we did it wrong. Alright. What will that give me? Can't do it. Basically, remember that error we had before about that whole string implicit thing? It's trying to say name 0 is a letter. You can't add that to a number. What if I did this? Alright, first one to tell me the correct output wins. I'll tell you that after you win.
It'll take the second, the third character in your name.
It'll give you an N, I think.
Okay, we got someone said an N.
That's what I said. I said.
Okay, we've got 2 people that said
No,
N.
it'll give you an N, but it'll give you the four.
Still waiting on the right answer.
It will give you the, hold on. It'll give you a key, I mean a K. I'll give you a K and an
Go forward.
Now, I'm not saying their answer's wrong. I still, you know.
It'll give you the 4th letter, which is an N.
So, we got quite a few people that say N.
Be a fourth. N.
Be a fourth.
Yeah,
We
you-
get an N.
Just press it.
We gotta know. We get an N! But the question is, which N is it?
It's the 4th one.
K-E-N-N.
So, K is 0, E is 1, N is 2, second N is 3. So everybody see what that did? Since I did the plus inside the square brackets, it added 0 and 3. And I realize this is not math class, but I will help you with that. Any number plus 0 is the number. Very good. So 0 plus 3 is 3. So the name index 3 was the N. Then we converted it to an ASCII value, which was, I don't have a clue. But then we converted back to a character and got a name. Okay? So, you know, if there's something that you might have to do someday where you have to take a word and maybe shift it by 3 and output it on the screen. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It might happen someday.
Might.
But the problem is, I mean, I'm already looking at what you all are going to submit.
The same thing you're putting on right now?
That too. No, I see so many people, I say at least 20% of you, if I don't say anything else, will hard code a 3 in there. You know it's going to happen. So what do we have to do?
Look at this video.
Look at the video. No, you got to ask for the shift value. So I want this so it works with any number. Okay, so we need to get input for a number. How do I do that? You get input for a number.
Number
We'll call it shift. I like that.
equals input and then ask.
What is the winning number? I need to make it an integer. How do I do that? Where?
Before the input.
Right there?
Parentheses.
Input. Parentheses like this?
No!
I'm just asking. You know, out of all the classes I've taught, the comment that pretty much goes, people love when I do it this way because they figure out what the problems are and how to do it. And, ooh, look what happens when you do it wrong. Now, in Java, it is int with parentheses around it.
But we're not doing Java.
We're not doing Java. What's the winning number? The winning number is 3. All right, so now I need to take our code over here. I'm going to bring it down here. Now I want to put that shift in there. How do I put a shift in there?
You just plug where the 3 is, you can push it.
Put shift right there?
So you gotta
Like that?
You gotta put the INT somewhere.
Already did. We did that up on this area. All right, let's see. Should we get what should we get? Ooh, now we're going to get a shift of 5. Now what are we going to get? A what? We shifted it. All right. Is everybody okay on how that works?
Question.
Yes.
Would you shift it negative? Like if you put a minus instead of a plus, would it go negative?
Let's do it.
The other way?
It should. I say, in theory, it should. Yes. Now, didn't I test yours with the negative number, Cameron? Yes. I'm not requiring you to make it work with a negative number, but it should. Yes, sir.
What about if you just left it as shift, and then when it asks you, you put a -3 in it? Would it done the same thing?
Yes, it would have. Watch. Okay, I'm going to get my shift again.
So you had to change that up there.
I'm going to change this to be a -3. Whoops, sorry. Now I'm going to put in a -3. Okay. Now I'm going to go to this. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. That way you didn't have to change that up there.
Yep. So what changed? Hold on, I got to fix this number.
I think you put the -3 with that.
There's that. -3. Now, bring this guy down. -3. Is that right? Okay, what number? Okay, we're working with the first digit, which is a K. Hold on, I have this wonderful program here. The K. Shifted backwards. 1, 2, 3. So H is the correct answer.
So how come we didn't get H on the top line?
I don't know. I don't know what I typed.
Because he had extraneous code.
I want to try this again. Hold on, we got to try this. Now I want to see what the value is of shift. Ah, see? It added it. That's why. I didn't know it was going to do that. So basically, it took the -3 from the first line, added to the other -3. Now you got -6 is why I got an E. All right? So, what else can we do? What's some other...
On, like, is my name starts with a C, so shifting it 3 would be the @ sign. No, shifting it 3 would be the @ sign. So how do you get rid of that? Like,
All right, let's look here. So if we're working with the C right here, and if I shift it by -3, I'm going to get an @ sign. Y'all agree? Is that the correct answer? No. Well, what you need to do is you need to have a conditional statement. What's an example of a conditional statement? If the number after it's been shifted is less than 65, add 26 to it.
Okay. And it's all capitalized, right? We don't have to worry about
Right.
the lowercase one.
Yeah, it's all capitalized. Yep. I mean, you can always just say upper anyway. You can always convert it all to upper anyway. So, all right. So, remember, y'all hear what she just asked? She said, okay, her name begins with a C. If we want to do a left shift, in other words, to a lower value, we end up with a @ sign. Can't think of the name. Well, that's obviously not a letter. What we should have got with a Z, because it should have wrapped at the end of the alphabet. Okay. So what you do is check what the value is going to be. So when you converted the C to ASCII and got 67, subtract 3, you get 64. Use an if statement. If it's less than 65, add 26 to it. So what is 64 plus 26? Should be 90, which is the Z. So that will work perfectly. Everybody see that? Yes, no, maybe, somewhat? Okay. All right. I have no clue how. The second one, that was an @ sign. Did y'all notice that? See, look at it. It's C then @ sign. Where's my B at?
It's gone.
Wow, that's crazy. Up, back now. That's weird. Okay. Alright, so what's some other string variable, string stuff we can use? Let's look at the slide here. Think Gwen is what? Quit? No, quit's boring. Oh, not on chapter 2, we're on chapter 3. Okay. Talked about slicing. I talked about that already. Remember, slicing is, so what is the command to output? Let's see what my name is first. I want the command to output NN. Don't say type NN. How can I output NN? That's what you said. Name 2-4.
Name dot.
I'm just doing what y'all are telling me.
Dot, bracket, name dot.
What are we doing?
We want to output NN.
Yeah, parentheses or
I got it. I got it. Now what?
2,
2
quotation.
quotations.
No.
Well, what happens if I do just that? It goes through the end. You like that, huh? What happens if I do name :2? Start at the beginning and up to 2. See that? That's kind of handy. Okay, so back to the name again. How do we get that? 2:4. Yes. All right. So we got that. So we should know how to do that now. There's our slicing. And we saw how to do a range of stuff there. We did length already. There we go. Let's center it. Okay, where's my mouse? There it is. Name dot center. It took my name and centered it in 50. Easy enough? Name dot center 5. My name's longer than 5. So it just outputs it. I mean, you can't do much with it. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. L just, R just. Let's look at those. 50. There it is. You'll see I have a 50 character long space. My name is to the left. Now I can change it to R just. Okay. Easy enough. Okay. Let's do index. I keep losing my mouse. Okay. Name dot index NN 2. So does that mean it starts at 2 or ends at 2 or is too long? Okay, let's try TH then. Okay, let's try TH. Name. Obviously, it's not the length then. It's the starting index number of TH, which in this case would be 5. So K is 0, E is 1, N is 2, N is 3, E is 4, T is 5. Okay, so there's index. Okay. Find. We already talked about that. Actually, let's go back to index for a second. Name the index of ABC. Do I have an ABC in my name? No. So we'll get an error. It's like, not found. Okay. So let's change it to name.find. ABC. What am I going to get? What? -1, not found. It returns the starting position or -1 if not found. So you'll notice it's nearly identical to index. The only difference is index returns an error if not found, find returns a -1. So I would recommend you use find because you'd never want code to crash. That's not a good thing. Okay, kind of like Apple servers did yesterday. Now, those of you who watched it, do you know it played flawlessly on all Mac devices? It only crashed on Windows devices, which is hilarious.
I saw it jittering on my devices. That's not true.
Oh, we didn't. You had no problem watching it. No. We were watching the iWatch, and it was amazing. Did you know that the iWatch is actually a time travel device, a spaceship, and a doctor? We have proof, and there I can. We saw it. Yeah, confirmed through the video. It's actually a time travel device, a spaceship, and a teacher, pretty
It
much.
also has tactic feedback instead of haptics because that was already taken.
See, basically, like if you're using it with your GPS, it can like tap once to turn left, tap twice to turn right. But the upgraded version is literally gonna punch you. It's gonna be like left, and it's like whoa, it's like oh no. No, if you haven't seen the video, you need to watch the whole keynote because it does a lot of cool stuff. But it was kind of fun. Yeah, it literally drags you down. I like that idea. Okay. Replace. We already did replace. Actually, you're doing that for your assignment anyway. All right. I think we pretty much covered all the string methods. Is everybody okay on the string methods? Everybody should at least know how to use them a little more. All right. So I got a question for you. Would it be beneficial for me to save this and post it? All right. So put it on my desktop. This was demo on 9/10/2004. All right, so I'm actually posting this up here. Well, I will post it up there. Okay. That way, if you want to see some of the commands we typed or what we did, you can get it.
Question.
Yes.
For the assignment, do you want us to automatically have the text to decrypt
Yes.
as a variable already in there? Or do
Right.
you wanna-
I want you to make a variable, assign that big old block of text to that variable. For instance, I don't want to have to do it 50 times. It gets old. Then you can ask me for a shift. Yes.
I know you said something about there was a typo in there. You did that on purpose.
Said there's lowercase letters in there on purpose. Oh, but there's a typo when you decrypt it. There's a typo. Actually, let me show it to you. But I want you to give me the typo.
Would it be against the rules to change it all to uppercase?
Oh no, that's fine.
You have to.
Okay, so I have it.
Like right here, if you read this, the networking in cybersecurity, it's missing the T. There's actually about 3 typos in there. That was actually a paragraph I wrote years and years and years and years ago and used it in a project, and we fixed the website obviously, but I've kept the project. That way I can tell if you're just, because that paragraph's still on the website. And I give you guys the decrypted version. In the other class, I don't give it to them. So what happened is people get a couple of the letters and go on the website and copy it. Well, that's not the same one. It's been fixed. So, all right. But what your program should do, it should run. Ask me. Actually, you should just run. That's right. I didn't put the shift in mine. But you have to ask for shift. Get input for shift value. I didn't put that on my version. So I should run the program. It says enter shift value. I should put in 3. Boom, get those results. If I put in 5, I get something else. Easy enough? Alright, so I'm going to stop this recording, and the file will be posted up there in a minute.